The night they kicked me out, I didn't argue. I stood at the doorway with my bag half zipped, their words still echoing in my skull. Ungrateful. Selfish. You don't deserve it. They thought I'd beg. I didn't. I let the silence hang heavy, then stepped into the cold air, shutting the door with a calmness that unsettled even me. What they didn't know was that by throwing me out, they handed me clarity. I had never been the favorite. My cousins could do no wrong. My uncles, always louder, always prouder. I was the quiet one in the corner at holidays. Invisible until my grandparents would pull me aside, slipping me a smile, a story, sometimes a folded $20 bill. They noticed me. They saw me. When the lawyer read the will, their choice became undeniable. I was the sole heir to everything. $12 million. The estate, their house, their legacy. The room fell into stunned silence. Then, chaos. My mother's voice cut through first, sharp and venomous. Hand it over. You can't manage that. It belongs to the family. The family? Not me. Never me. I refused. And that refusal cost me the roof over my head. I thought their rage would simmer. It didn't. In the days that followed, I overheard whispers, saw messages accidentally left open on kitchen counters, plans to get me out of the way, plans to contest the will, to smear my name, to corner me until I signed the papers. They weren't just angry. They were preparing to strip me bare. That's when the shift came. I didn't cry, didn't shout. I began to plan. My grandparents hadn't only left me money. They'd left me connections. People I'd never met, people who owed them favors, people who respected their name. I started with a call to their oldest friend, a man I'd only ever known from faded photographs on the mantel. Retired judge. Sharp mind, sharper memory. He remembered my grandparents fondly, and more importantly, he remembered the promises he'd made to them. He wasn't the only one. The lawyer gave me names, accountants, advisors, old allies. I reached out, one by one. My family thought I was just a broke, isolated 20-something. They had no idea the network my grandparents had quietly built for me. Every night I studied. Estate law, property rights, loopholes. I prepared not to fight with fists, but with precision. The first step was securing the house. My grandparents' home, massive, stone-built, with iron gates that groaned when they opened. The deed was already in my name, the utilities transferred, security installed. The second step was protection. I didn't hire guards. I didn't need to. I called someone else, someone my family never expected. My father's brother, the estranged uncle they'd all cut off years ago. He'd vanished after a brutal falling out, but my grandparents kept in touch. They never spoke of him, but they never let go either. When I called, he answered on the first ring. He arrived that night, broad-shouldered, with a presence that made silence feel heavier. He didn't ask why I needed him. He just said, I owed them. Now I owe you. The next morning, I woke to the sound of tires on gravel. My family had come. They stormed the driveway in a pack, my mother leading, my uncles behind her, cousins fanned out like vultures. Their voices rose before they even reached the porch. This isn't yours. You can't stay here. We'll drag you out ourselves. I stood at the doorway, calm, steady. My uncle stepped out from behind me, filling the entrance like a shadow that had finally come home. The effect was instant. Their anger faltered. My mother's face drained of color. My uncle's froze mid-step. No one spoke his name, but I saw it in their eyes. Recognition, fear. They had buried him in family history, erased him from stories, painted him as dangerous. Now here he was, very much alive, standing beside me. He didn't threaten. He didn't need to. He just stood there, and the silence did the rest. Then I spoke. This house is mine. The estate is mine. The will is ironclad, and I have every document to prove it. If you try to fight me, you'll lose. If you try to trespass, you'll be arrested. You wanted me out? Now I'm out from you, for good. I let my words sink in, slow, precise, cutting. And if, I glanced at my uncle, his expression was stone, unreadable. Well, you remember him. They did. Oh, they remembered. One by one, their fury turned to silence. One by one, they backed away. My mother was the last to leave, eyes burning with a fire that had lost its oxygen. The gates closed behind them. Inside, I exhaled for the first time in days. It wasn't joy I felt, not victory, something colder, something steadier. The weight of finally standing where my grandparents had always meant me to. They'd chosen me because they knew I could withstand this, because I wouldn't crumble, even when the people closest to me tried to tear me apart. Now the estate was mine. The house was mine. The future.